Hi, lovely to have you here. Welcome to the Electro Revolution channel. My name is Michael and I'm a car and tech enthusiast. In this episode, we're looking at the BYD Sealion 7, which is the all-electric battery electric EV. And this is a continuation of the other Melbourne EV Show episodes that we went through. And, you know, we did do a few cars during that trip. So I think this is the last car of the series. So, you know, we did check out the internal, the external, and I was actually quite surprised at how much I actually like the internal of the vehicle. It is quite a nice vehicle, but of course I'll give my opinions on other things in the video. So I hope you enjoy this episode. So what we're looking at here now is the BYD Sealion 7, the full battery electric vehicle from BYD. This is one of the newer entrants also into Australia. And you can see there, it actually has quite a large boot space. The design of the vehicle is actually quite nice. Again, I'll put up the specs onto the screen to see both the length, the width, the height and the wheelbase of the vehicle. This is the general overview of the vehicle. And now what we're looking at is the interior of the BYD Sealion 7. Now I will be seated in it very shortly to also see the seating arrangement. So we can do that now. Okay, whoever sat in this before must have been quite short, so I prefer to have it a little bit lower. Now just adjusting the seat to my height. And yeah, one of the things I immediately notice is the low hood. So it's quite easy to see the road right in front of you. Now, we've also got here a empty space, which signifies that it actually has a heads-up display, because usually the little projector sits there. Okay, it's not hard plastic, which is, I guess, a good thing, but it's also not soft. So you do have a little bit of cushioning there onto the dash area, and a speaker system there. But yeah, the trim is actually very, very nice. And you can see the stitching here, which gives it a little bit of a kind of luxury look. Now you've got here, unlike other BYDs, which actually have an instrument display that's cut out within the vehicle, this one has actually a full length plastic view or screen view. And if we move quickly to the steering wheel and the controls, we can see here they've given it some elegance with the shiny silver control system. So, and these are a lot of the buttons you'd be accustomed to if you're a BYD driver. If not, then yeah, you've got microphone, phone, modes, left and right for different maneuvering. But you can see also on the instrument console, it recognizes people. So you got quite a few things here that I haven't seen on other BYD vehicles. So the tech is a little bit better than other BYD vehicles. Now you've got here the center console, which is quite large. That's a 15-inch. And of course, as you'd be accustomed to with all of the BYDs, you've got the tilting of the screen. Now usually you use the vertical mode for the navigations. But again, this has got, as we saw before, the latest OTA and firmware updates. So if we move a little bit to the left, you can see here it's got a secondary screen for the passenger side. I'm not sure exactly what will be displayed there, but we can look up the specs on that as we're showing it within the vehicle. And now when we look at the wireless charging, we can see here maximum 50 watt charging with the air vent, because as we know, as soon as you're charging at higher speeds, you'll find your battery gets quite hot on the mobile phone. And we've also got here an area that shows some borders. I don't exactly know what that means, but it could mean RFID cards or something like that you could put onto this mat. I'll find out, of course, when I'm looking at the specs. And similar to the BYD Seal, you've got the gear shift here. It's basically the same one that they use on the Seal. And you've got the basic controls here. Now, if we look at the cup holders, again, there's a bottle there, but yep, again, this one's like the Seal. It has for the deeper bottles there. And if you want to release it, you just release it like that. It's actually multi-level, which is quite interesting. I haven't seen that before in the BYDs. And that one, of course, is fixed. And if we look at the center console, again, a nice deep pocket. I don't feel any charging ports on the back here, but very likely under here, if we undo it, yeah, you'll actually very likely find the SIM that they use for these vehicles for control. Yeah, but we don't need to undo that. That's fine, I won't do that. And if we look here underneath, we've got here again the 12 volt port and some USB ports there, and they're charging ports and data ports. And this is a nice velvety feel on the bottom here, which is unlike other vehicles I've found where it's used as rubber. Now, in terms of the seating, we do have that fully adjustable seating system, so it goes up and down and forwards and backwards on the seat. And there's lumbar support on this particular vehicle. I can feel it into the back of me, and there's also thigh support onto the back of this. Yep, there's thigh support, so it actually brings it up or down, if you can see it there. So as we cover the top area of this vehicle, we'll take a look quickly at, if I just recline some of this, we'll take a look quickly at this. As we can see there, it's a lot more elegant than what you found in other BYDs. And again, this is sunshade to open and close, where we're accustomed to. And if we look at the passenger side, quite elegant and prestige. Now if we take a look at the sunroof, quite a lot larger and covering a lot of the area of the cabin. And that's the sunshade. I just want to quickly check if it's a hard or soft sunshade. It's actually soft, so that's pretty good. And of course, open all the way. And of course, if we quickly take a look at the front dash again, you'll find the ambient lighting right on the top there. And of course, there'll be some ambient lighting on the doors, on the internal of the doors. So overall, quite good. We'll now go quickly to take a look at the glove box. Quite a roomy glove box with a velvet coating. Again, dissimilar from what we find in more budget models of BYD vehicles. So this kind of tells me that this is a more of a prestige vehicle that BYD are releasing here in the Sealion 7. So now let's take a look at the back seats. Now I'm actually amazed at the amount of room that you get in the back seat. I actually feel quite small in this vehicle because everything seems roomy. If I close this door, look, even the door seems quite high. So Yeah, it's actually quite a different feeling from other back seats of vehicles, but it really seems like, I don't know how else to put it. It seems like I'm quite small in this vehicle because it is a large vehicle, which is a great thing because that also means people that are taller than 5'9", for example, the 6'1" and the 6'4", those types of people can actually have a lot of room into the back seat and have a comfortable drive. And from the back seating here, we've got the pocket here, and we've got multiple pockets actually. So you've got the two smaller pockets and the bigger pocket here. And if we look into the back area here, this is the vent for left and right passengers. And unlike some of the other vehicles, there we are. It's actually got a closed area there which protects your USB-A and USB-C ports. And again, soft touch. We can find out the specs of the vehicle to see if these have ventilated or heated seats. And if we pull down this console, typically we find cup holders here. And there we are. Cup holders and an area to keep other small things. Quite good. So let's now take a look at the boot space. Beautiful car, this one. Yeah, so as we can see in the boot, it actually fits quite a lot of, and this is done obviously deliberately and on purpose to show just how much items you can put into the boot. And of course, if you got some bigger items like bicycles or surfboards or boogie boards or those types of things, you can fold the rear seats down. And I can see here, it's typically a 60-40 split. As we can see there, I don't see anything else there that breaks that 60, and that'll be the 40. So for the longer items, we can just fold back the rear seats. And here, it looks like there's the back speakers. So we'll also put up how many speakers and the audio quality of this vehicle up onto the screen. That's it. So let's now close the lid, or close the boot. And quite a good looking rear part of the vehicle. Now that was the end of the internal and external review of the BYD Sealion 7. What do you think of the car? I actually personally liked it, but of course, opinions are subjective. So tell me what you think, I'd really be interested. If you enjoyed this episode, please give us a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, share this content with other people who'd be interested, or just leave a comment. It all really helps. I hope to see you in the next episode. Until then, bye for now.